And police in Bungoma are investigating attacks reminiscent of the ones in the aftermath of the 2013 general election. A gang descended on 3 villages in Bumula constituency on Sunday night. Bungoma County injuring 6 people who are fighting for their lives in hospital. Robert Wanyonyi tells us more.
The brazen attacks that were carried out in 3 villages simultaneously has left residents in shock.
Waliniuliza mnatujua? Sisi tukasema hatuwajui. Sisi ni jambazi na tumetumwa hapa. Sasa vile tulisikiona ni jambazi bwana tukatulia tu kwa sababu jambazi anaweza kufanya lolote atakalo.
Nilijaribu vile niwezavyo. Na nilijua kwamba ni watu ambao walikuwa ni majambazi wamewafahamia, so niliweza kutoka kwa makini zaidi.
Some of the survivors sustained panga cuts. Others were reported to have been raped, while another person was forced to drink a poisonous substance that has left him in a comatose state.
Walikuwa wamemfunga waya, wameshanirape. Huyo kijana mwingine akatoka huko, tena akaanza kunirape. Vile alinirape nikaanza kupiga nduru, akanipiga hapa shoka.
Akaniambia tu kijana ingia hapa utoe pikipiki. Mimi nikamwambia sisi kwa hapa kwa boma hakuna pikipiki. Akaniambia mmeficha pikipiki wenu.
The attacks whose motive was not immediately established reminded the residents of the bitter memories of similar attacks that occurred after the 2013 general elections, in which several people were killed and hundreds others injured.
Nimeuliza mama moja hapa akisema, walikuwa namuuliza ulipigia nani urais. Kitu yenye sisi tunaangalia inaweza kuwa inaendelea, yenye tunataka kushtumu in the strongest terms possible, kwa wanataka kuanzisha maneno ya kukatakata watu kwa stronghold za NASA.
Doctors at the Bungoma West Hospital, where the victims were admitted, were engaged in a flurry of activities to save their lives, with 2 other victims said to be in critical condition.
We have stabilized most of them. 2 of them require admissions. Out of the 5 casualties we received, there are 2 who are rape cases, and they've been managed and stabilized. Others who are wounded with multiple cuts. We've done the stitching and the necessary that is required for us as medical team to stabilize them.
Area political leaders led by Bungoma Governor Wycliffe Wangamati arrived to console the victims, with Wangamati urging the police to launch a major manhunt for the attackers.
Sasa hizi nataka kuzungumza na county commission, nizungumze na mkuu wa polisi, nizungumze na DCIO. Tujue ni kwa nini mpaka saa hizi hakuna askari yeyote mwenye ametembelea hiyo kijiji, tujue ni sababu gani hawa watu wamekatakatwa. The county government will take care of the bills, all medical bills, then yao wote watakuwa watainka, so we'll pay the bills as the county government.
In spite of the law enforcers announcing the launch of investigations into the latest attacks in Bungoma County, Wangamati saw a political hand in the incident at the same time, accusing the security officers of failing to perform their constitutional duties for the locals.
Kuambia wakubwa wa security agencies katika Bungoma County, akiwemo Bungoma County Commissioner, akiwemo DCIO, akiwemo mkubwa wa polisi, tunataka wafanye uchunguzi tujue ni nini hasa hawa majambazi wameanza kutembea katika Bungoma County wakikatakata watu.
The brazen attacks in 3 villages in Bumula constituency in Bungoma County has now left villagers living in fear, as they are now being forced to remember the 2013 attacks that left many people killed and others injured. Robert Wanyonyi, KTN News in Bungoma County.
All right, shortly we'll be speaking to Robert Wanyonyi to give us an update of what has been happening in the last couple of hours. Remember that there is that political linkage. He's going to be talking to us about the investigations that are currently ongoing to bring the people who are behind this attack to book. I understand actually we have Robert Wanyonyi joining us by way of phone. So Robert, let's talk about the investigations that have so far been started. Anything new that we know about this attack?
Good morning, Betty. In fact, up to now is that the police have told us they are yet to make any arrests as pertains to the latest attacks in Bungoma County that happened in Bumula. And I think according to the police commandant of Bungoma, they have moved to the 3 villages whereby they are making some leads. But as we speak now is that they are yet to make any arrests, but they say they are moving closer. Because the residents have positively identified 3 of the attackers who they say come from neighboring villages, and the police are now following on those leads, Betty.
All right, so Wanyonyi, just talking about the people who have been injured because they came, they had first-hand contact with the attackers. Are they in a position to give any information to the police right now?
Yes, Betty, today morning, two of the victims were talking to the police officers, and they said that one of those people who attacked them was identified even by name. And those are the people that the police are now trying to pursue because they seem to have left their areas of residence, and now they are in hiding. And maybe in the course of the day we might get to know what is possibly happening because the suspects themselves have gone missing, but the victims whom we spoke to also can say that they can positively identify some of them. They say the gang numbered about between 25 to 30 of them, and they were armed with machetes and crude weapons, Betty.
All right, Wanyonyi, just before I let you go, the motive of this attack still remains unclear and wishy-washy. But in your story, you mentioned that there is a political angle to it. Maybe you can explain that to us.
The issue of the narrative that was given by Bungoma Governor, which is Wangamati, was that he's smelling a political hand in the whole matter because you remember that going back in 2013, immediately after the elections of that year, we had similar attacks in Kikwechi and 4 other villages in Bungoma County, whereby over 17 people were killed and many, many others injured. So the governor was like saying that contrary to what people might be saying, that it's a criminal attack, maybe it's hinged on the 2017 October 17th presidential rerun. And he says that maybe the attackers want to scare some people from participating in that election because they happen to come from areas that voted heavily for the NASA coalition. And he even said that one of the victims, he mentioned to him that she was asked to tell which side, who the presidential candidate that she cast her vote for in the August 8th election. So that's why the governor was implicating the political hand in the whole matter. But the police are saying initially they are treating that as a normal criminal act, but now other factors might be coming in, Betty.
All right, and you mentioned that the police have come out to say that this should be treated as a criminal act, but they are grave and they are serious, considering that there are women who were raped and people are in hospital. What kind of security situation is present at the moment? Have the police come in to secure some of these places where these attacks might happen again?
Thank you very much, Betty, for that question, because yesterday when the KTN crew went to the 3 villages of Watoya, Kibachenje, and Mateka, it was surprising to note that no police officer had arrived there to come and maybe find out what exactly happened. And that is what angered the governor, Wangamati, calling for the police to move in and maybe ascertain the situation. And up to now is when they have moved there. So yesterday night, at dawn today, we heard that some police officers were patrolling those areas. So they have moved maybe to secure the areas as they continue the investigations, Betty.
All right, Robert Wanyonyi joining us by way of phone just to bring us up to speed with the attacks that took place yesterday in Bungoma, specifically Bumula. He tells us that investigations are already underway. There is a political angle to it, according to the leaders there, but the police have come out to say that this should be treated as a criminal act. Wanyonyi will be following those developments for us.